Hi, I'm just taking a moment to share something from my heart to yours. And if you're watching this, you might already be feeling something similar to what I'm feeling, a feeling of being stirred up and unsettled, or simply aware of how much is moving in our world right now. So before we go any further, let's just take a moment to arrive and be present. I had a moment like this recently, stirred up, overwhelmed, and triggered when I heard the words, "A whole civilization will die tonight." And I could feel my body respond immediately, tightness and emotion, a kind of urgency that didn't just pass. And even with awareness, even with a very solid mindfulness practice, I couldn't just think my way out of it. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Robin Thompson. I'm a holistic mindfulness teacher and a community guide, and I share practices that support people in staying present, connected, and grounded. And now, more than ever, these practices are especially needed when everything is feeling so uncertain and overwhelming. After sitting with this experience, being stirred up and overwhelmed, I began to understand what I was experiencing was a lived moment of something I've been calling ethical grounding, not as a concept, but as a way of being, a way of staying connected to my body, to what we feel, and to each other, even when what's happening in the world that has been feeling increasingly intense. So as I stayed in this moment, stirred up, overwhelmed, and triggered, I could feel this wasn't only about the present moment. It touched something deeper, something older. I was activated. And I was also noticing how my mind was trying to resolve it by looping the yes, but, what if this, as a way of trying to make it manageable, to find like a secret passage, if you will, to put the genie back in the bottle. But it wasn't helpful. I was getting more and more worked up. But what actually did help and what actually shifted me wasn't more thinking, it was remembering. Earlier in the day, I was babysitting my granddaughter. Her presence and memory of holding her was very much alive in my body. That instinct to care, to protect, to be present. At first, this felt sense of her created more stress and more worry. But as I breathed and as I became more and more back into the presence of my body, something different landed and became more clear. And that was this affirmation of sorts. I will be steady, loving presence, no matter what life brings. And that felt honest, certain, and even doable. I could land there. And that landing was a grounding for me. And what I'm seeing more and more is that we're not meant to hold these experiences alone. Our nervous systems are responding to a world that is so overwhelmingly complex and fast moving. So, in times like this, it becomes essential to find places of support, people we trust, spaces where we can be met without escalation, where we can feel what we feel and find paths to return to steadiness. And this is how resilience is built, not in isolation, but in relationship. So let's just take a moment together, feeling our feet touching the ground beneath us, taking one slow, deep breath, noticing what is here in your body. What is your body holding? Not the story, just the sensations. And if you can, gently name it, whatever it is. Could be fear is here, tension is here in my chest. Or maybe there's a sensation of love, warmth around your heart, tenderness. And letting yourself be reminded nothing needs to be resolved right now, in this moment. So, if you've been feeling overwhelmed, if something in the world has landed deeply in you, like it was in me or has been in me, just know that you're not alone and you don't have to carry it by yourself. We are all learning how to stay present, how to care for one another, how to respond from a place that is grounded and human. So thank you. Thank you for listening to me. And I offer you many, many blessings. And if you like a little more support, I share reflections and guided practices through my ethical grounding series and seasonal offerings on my website and on Patreon. You're always welcome there.